1, 2. Is that green light coming on?
I don't see on the interface.
Yeah.
Could be a level. Low, right?
Could be.
Yeah, we're in phones.
Oh, no, I see, yeah.
Anything?
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're live with Neve.
right, everybody, how are you today? Here you are, you're on Live with Neve, and we're here. We're going to have a great show today. It is the end of the month. This year is starting to cruise by very quickly. Hey, Rick, good morning. Today we've got some great guests on. We have, first off, I want to mention our theme song is by the amazing Gumby Ortiz, man, the myth, the legend, the Kunga master of all time. Let's see here. Today we have an excellent guest who's performed on many, many records. He's played with Hall & Oates. He's played with B.B. King, the Chambers Brothers. The list goes on, and I'll let him tell you about his history when we have him on. Have a few reminders. Our favorite rant man is not with us live. However, he will be with us in spirit today. We'll be bringing him on. For everybody who knows, Mike Imperato, the one, the only, the amazing, he is our talented rant man, and his family's suffering a medical emergency. So if you're the praying type, say a prayer for him. Same thing with our friend Gina Jones from Sony Records. She's been going through a little bit of medical stuff, and we wish her a happy and speedy recovery. As far as the month coming up, I just have to tell you we have some amazing guests, which we won't announce today, but I can tell you our guest quality keeps going up. We have our gal Toby in LA. Toby Wan Kenobi is the best promoter anyone could ask for. The girl works incredibly hard, and there's so many folks in the LA music scene. We love having Toby Simmons on. If you're anybody in the LA area, I'm sure you know Toby. She's everywhere all the time, and she's got the work ethic. Hell, she makes me feel lazy. And so that's about it. I'm going to be having Julie's going to come on. We're going to be running a rant in the first segment, and then we'll be back at the a quarter past the hour. We're going to go ahead and have Jeff on. And we're going to talk music. We're going to talk relationships in music. We're going to talk about professionalism. We're going to talk about a little bit of keyboard technology, but I think that's outside the purview of this discussion. Hey, there we go, Billy Hulting. And I see Jeff's backstage. He's all hot and ready to go. He's warmed up. He's got coffee in his system if he does coffee, and I'm sure he's ripping to play some great music for you. I know I'm really looking forward to having him on. We did try and do an interview back a few months ago, and unfortunately, due to the COVID restrictions, like anything above 10,000 hertz was gone, and it just sounded really crappy because of the masks. So we're glad to have him back. We've also been assisted. I have to say big thanks to his assistant, Max. Max, you're great. You've done a great job, and we're happy to have you on. Also, Max will be sitting in our green room, and we're really kind of hoping that he will enter into the conversation. He can tell us funny jokes, behind-the-scenes stories of Jeff Levine, the man behind the legend. So, Julie, come on in. Let's see. What you doing down in Florida, girl? Well, I got to tell you, Julie's got the new hat. Wow, look at that.
I know. It won't stand over my headphones. That's my problem.
Oh, you lost the sizing thing.
I know, my headphones.
It looks like you had some kind of a mouth guard on.
The hat. But here is my lovely, beautiful hat that my friend Maurice Swanard made for me.
Wow. Oh, Marie made that. Holy cow.
Yeah, I love it. She makes these hats, and her husband is John is an incredible guitarist, one of the best in the world, and he makes guitars and stuff. And they're both just
they're pretty much a power couple in my book, you know.
My beautiful hat with all the cool stuff on it, and I got unfortunately take them off because I can have headphones.
Well, it's okay. It looks great.
Thank
you. And, I won't go out. I'm not going to say too much, but we're going to have some heavy hat information for our audience. Everybody watching, we've signed a deal, and I'm not going to mention the company yet because we have – who just shout out Billy? Somebody did. At any rate, I'm not sure. Getting back to it, though, we have a really big announcement. We're going to be on the road in September. We'll be down, I believe it's in Hilton Head. I'm going to be an MC and playing with a couple of the bands and having a real good time at the September Festival. And hopefully by September 10th, it just happens that's my birthday weekend, and it's a milestone. I'm hitting the 60s, big 6-0.
Don't look at you know over 40.
I tell you what, never trust anybody over 40. That's what we used to say back in the day. Now I'm like, shit, I feel like a 12-year-old at this point, you know? I mean, really, I got to say, it's a beautiful day. So, Julie, what do we got? What's the rant man upset about today? I got to switch gears.
Well, he had a couple of things, and so I chose. He always gives me options, which I love because they're all so great. So there's one I want to run. There's one we're saving for another day because it's topical in some ways.
Okay.
But this one's also topical, and I want to warn everybody. Again, this is comedy. This is Mike's persona. It's his thing. So nobody needs to be offended or getting upset over this. And I'm just
no fainting goats.
Yeah,
no fainting goats.
Because I know everybody is really sensitive about it. But anyways, this is fucking hysterical. So I hope you stick around and watch it because it's great.
Well,
all right, guys, I'm coming to you today live from Kansas City on the Live with Neve show. Today we're going to rant about, and don't mind my mess, we're moving in for 6 weeks, so a little home away from home. We're going to talk about the reasoning behind giving out this vaccine to 106-year-olds, because right now the whole country's celebrating, oh, she's 106, she got the vaccine with her 72-year-old daughter. Okay, number one, if the vaccine was in plentiful supply and everybody could get it, more power to her. But since they have all these requirements, you got to be 65, you got to have these conditions, or Missouri, I think you got to be 80. Lady comes to me, she's 106. I'm going to say, come on, you're just being freaking greedy now. You lived through the freaking Spanish flu. You're freaking, let's face it, if a 106-year-old was on the Titanic when it sank, and you have to choose who's going in the lifeboat, you certainly aren't putting a 106-year-old in the lifeboat because she only has a couple of months at best. Possibly could pull a year out of that. So I think it's ridiculous. If you're going to have minimums, you need to have maximums. Say, okay, nobody over 100 is getting a vaccine. You lived your freaking life. Don't be freaking greedy. Give it to somebody who needs it. But, oh no, she's a big nationwide hero. First of all, if I'm 106, there's not a chance in hell that vaccine that was invented in 12 days is going in my freaking arm. No way. But anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the rant, and hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Love you guys.
All right. I'll tell you what, Mike is a funny guy. I'm going to talk to a doctor, though. We've got to get him some medication. The man's going to have a stroke on our show one day, and it's just going to be terrible. And for any of your fans out there, Mike, who are watching, I know they miss you too, but you've got some great stuff I know going on your show. So if anybody is out there in Rant Man land, he's always here every Friday at 10 a.m. And you just never know what he might be a little stressed or verklempt. Oh man,
they're always great though. Even Mike's the best. I love Mike. He makes me smile.
Oh, Toby's giving a shout out to Xanax. I love it. That's fairly entertaining.
No, I think I think she meant it for Mike.
When we go on the break before we bring Jeff on, go ahead and bang Toby an email. I reached out to her real early LA time this morning at
Did you hear that, Toby? I'm going to bang you an email.
She said bang.
Wait, what am I emailing her? Can I just tell her on the comments or no?
You can tell her in the comments, but I want you to send her an invite to come on with us at the end. At the last 15, I'd like to have her come on and give us the LA update. And we'll talk about some of the great guests that she sent our way and all that good stuff. We got to give our shout outs. Bang, baby.
Okay. Yeah.
Hard.
We've tried before. I don't know if there's maybe because I don't think she's comfortable on camera all the time. Maybe we just have her voice on. Maybe just have audio. Whatever
she wants to do. She
but
can.
I'll send you an invite, Toby. Okay.
Rick Davis is getting frisky with you there, Toby. Something about the arousal factor there. It's getting a little scary to me. I don't know. What are you up to out there, Rick? We hope you're having a great day. Rick's a resident music fan from Bucks County. He's a good buddy of mine. We share an interest in badass cars, good-looking women, and fine cigars. Rick's the Renaissance man. As I refer to him as the Hebrew hitman. Do not mess with the Zoltan. Or Zotan. Or Zohan. That's it. Do not mess with the Zohan. And All right, we're here. It's 10:10 a.m. We have some exceptional guests coming on. One of them I'll mention worked with Paul McCartney's band and still continues to. So we're going to have a lot of fun. I'm not going to say his name because we haven't made the public announcement yet, but we talked about it last night and they're good. We're good. We have some amazing talent coming on from LA. Toby's just been really instrumental in helping us make new friends. In our Nashville report, I will be going down to still to be announced the name of the event, but I will be in Nashville. I'll be doing some stuff with the Van Zandt brothers of the, Leonard Skinner, right folder, but wrong name. So I have a good thing going on. We're going to be interviewing some of the Van Zandt family. I'm going to be jamming hopefully with Sam Weish. And I've also got one in for our other buddy. I'm having a brain fart. Efren. I'm going to go and try and play with Efren. And while I'm down there, I think we're going to be at Sony Records with Gina Jones. And it's going to be real nice. I'm going to have a very, very busy 3 days. I don't think there'll be much time for sleeping. But when we get back, we will be broadcasting live from some of these events. And we'll be also recording some. I'm going to be staying with the oldest roadie in the world, which ought to be an entertaining as hell.
Right. Yeah,
he's
I'm
offered
jealous.
me a guest house,
You're so lucky.
lake,
That's so
and
cool.
it's going to be great fun. The world of music, it's just such a wonderful thing to have friends all over. And the one thing that defines all of us in our relationships is we're into music. And, like today, when I have, as our shows, they get a little different sometimes, Julie. Sometimes we're a little more crazy and wild and zany. And then other times we're real serious, like when we had Irish on, the serious topic. I was trying not to beat Geraldo. The story, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, we had a guest on, and we're about 2 minutes from the break, and we're going to be back with Jeff Levine. Irish came on the show, and the reason I'm withholding his name is he has a remarkable story which unfolded. It is on the YouTube archives. He was put in prison at the age of 17 for a murder he didn't commit. He stayed in prison for 24 years. He recently got out. He was issued clemency when it was determined that her mother and her boyfriend had actually committed the murder and framed him. How a man could go through that and come away so unscathed is amazing to me. He has no bitterness. He's not angry. He's working hard. It's an amazing success story. And at the time we put him on, out of courtesy, I wasn't sure how it was going to go. Absolutely, Toby. I talk to him every week at least, and
That's good.
he's got a new job company.
I'm happy for him.
He had an amazing offer. His life is moving at a really great trajectory. There is a movie being made about it, and I understand that we're going to have a small part in the movie, which is fun. I really look forward to it. We're going to be shooting the show. When we have him on next time, we're going to have there's some behind the scenes stuff going on that I can't really say. Look, we're here at 10:14. It's 15 past the hour here on the East Coast. I'm high in Highlands, literally and figuratively. So, hope you're enjoying it. We're going to roll to a quick break. And he's here in spirit. He actually popped in. Mike, if you feel like it, if you want to join in, man, just send us a backstage message or text Julie. In fact, Julie, just send him an invite for the hell of it on the break. What the hell? Let's try and pull him back in. All right, let's go to the clicks. Wow.
Hi, I'm trumpeter Greg Adams, and I'm live with Neve.
Remember, Tuesdays through Thursday, you can catch our pop-up shows, which are announced the day of the show. Check them out on all our locations. All right. How's everybody doing out there? Well, I know as much as I love to talk, there's one thing I like to do more. If you can believe that. Really what I like to do is listen to good musicians talk about their experiences. Toby's sitting up in bed. Well, Toby, we can have an interesting boudoir session call in today. We'll change the game a little up in the last 15 minutes. How's that sound, baby? Love to love you, baby.
Oh my God.
Love to love you, baby.
So before we get too far off and everything, should we bring on our awesome guest?
Yeah, I'm going to have to ask Jeff if he ever played with Barry White, All right. So,
Hey,
here
Jeff.
he
How you
is.
doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, whoa, we
Let me
can't
try
see
this.
him. Where is he? There he is.
Wait. Here's a better one.
Much
Here's a
better.
one. There we
All
go.
right, now we have achieved gratification. So how are you this morning?
I'm doing well, thanks. And I do remember you coming up here wearing masks with you. I just took mine off. But happy to be
Yep.
here and to meet you, Jules.
Nice to meet you, Jeff.
I'm sitting here at my studio, Organic Sounds, with my assistants, Max Carrillos, who's doing my video, and Jake Feldstein, who's doing my audio.
Oh,
Okay.
Excellent.
And you're in Florida, Jules?
Yes,
right?
she's in
Yeah.
Tampa.
Okay, are you in Tampa? Okay, because my manager consultant, Rick Gilbert, is down here, and he's watching as well. So what are
All
we
right.
talking about here?
Well, we're going to talk about you. Let's just start with the basics. How did you start playing rock and roll? I know the story, but I'm going to ask you for our guests who haven't heard our interview before. What got you into this?
Well, my mom was a piano player, and so as a young boy, third grade, I was already taking piano lessons. But I didn't really like it that much. I mean, I would rather be outside throwing a ball around with my friends. And my dad was an accountant that did, his firm did the books for a racetrack. And when the British invasion happened, I was really drawn to that, particularly the Animals, because they had a great keyboard player that I used to listen to. And then later the Young Rascals, Felix Cavalieri on the Hammond organ. But my dad's racetrack that he did the books for, that's where the Beatles played their 1966 tour.
What racetrack was it?
It was called Suffolk Downs, north of Logan Airport in Boston.
Okay.
But, that was the same tour they did Shea Stadium in 1966, August.
Wow.
Anyway, I was never a sports guy really, and I went to the show. Of course, you couldn't hear anything, but there were a lot of girls screaming, and that looked like fun. And that was probably the day I wanted to go into my mom's business instead of my dad's.
Very cool. I
So
see
many
the picture.
musicians- So many musicians of that, our generation or my generation, that's sort of their story too. So not
Sure.
only does the Beatles music live on forever, but it was a big influence of people want to be wannabes. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, you mentioned your mom, and we can't really see her. We see her bottom half, but you have a wonderful mom, beautiful woman, and
Photo behind me. Yep.
yeah, I'm sure she's looking down and smiling because you've been playing, and there's no better job than being a musician. Although at times that's the other side of the equation, but I don't know
Well,
if
I
else
don't call it a job; it's an adventure, kind of like the Army.
Yes, I kind of call it a calling. It's not really a regular job.
Well, I don't know that anybody asked me to do it, but I do enjoy doing it. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well, so tell me a little. What have you got coming up soon? Anything new and exciting?
Coming up soon. Well, I'm going to resume my local gig at the Brighton Bar here in Long Branch.
Great.
Jeff Levine and friends, and usually that turns into a good time.
Are you going to have Hetherington with you?
Maybe so. You're speaking to John Harrington.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's been out here several times, and I certainly invite him. And drummer Bernard Purdy usually comes out, and a list of other friends.
Great.
So that's kind of fun. And I also, here at Organic Sounds, we do all kinds of things. We're the Studio B of Surefire Recording upstairs, I should say. But we do everything from, recording to pre-production. I do a lot of arranging for strings, for horns, for other people's sessions. And we're also doing music lessons now, both virtual people coming up for every instrument.
Mm-hmm. Do you have Bernard teaching drum lessons?
You know what? I haven't got him in yet, but it's a possibility. He's certainly been in the studio here enough with me.
Well, we're hoping to have him on later in the month. I think in March or April. I'm trying to get hooked up with him. I've got Norm Selden, who I'm working with on Sunday, and I'm hoping he'll open that door for me. Norm's a great guy, and I'm sure you know him. And
I do, yep. And Bernard, I first, in '92, he invited me to Japan with him. We did a live album.
Yes,
over there.
I'm looking forward to hearing that. I've never heard the record, and when I saw you did that, I'm a fan of all things Purdy. It doesn't really matter. He's the man, the myth, the legend.
Okay.
And I've stolen every damn shuffle I can off him. Every time he does a lesson, I get one more little insight into the guy's timing and how his groove works, which if any of us could do that and perfect it, well, we'd all be called Purdy too. But a lot of drummers, he's a little more equal than most.
Yeah, that's why I've been lucky to play with some other great drummers too. Buddy Miles, if you know him. And actually, on my
Did you tour with him?
I did, yeah. And
did you play in the Tampa, Florida area?
Well, I was in Tampa with them way back with the Chambers Brothers and
Right.
Speedwagon.
Oh, wow. That was a long time ago.
Before, somewhere around then.
Okay.
And we have a new recording, never heard before, coming out on Organic Recordings, which is our label here. That just got rediscovered in the vaults.
Right.
And we also have a new recording of I Need More Jules, who's a young boy, 17, coming out. Actually, we're doing a remake of Stop in the Name of Love. Think of the Mary Wilson, who is
Stop.
Yeah, but only as a ballad, and of course, a young boy singing, so it's kind of a little different. But always trying to keep the creative juices going here, and lucky to have a great team. We're revamping the website right now and getting that all going. And
all right. Well, cool. Well, how about you play a tune for us? Let's rock it up a little bit for the break.
Well, okay. For your break, I'll just riff a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool.
For some reason, I don't hear him anymore. Do you hear me, guys? We lost you here. Up. What would that be? Can't hear.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle Metz, and I'm on Live with Neve.
Live with Neve will be on in 5 minutes. I promise you. Wow. How about it, everybody? Okay, you can hear me this time. Having a little technical wizardry here. Anyhow, I can't hear you, Julie. Can you hear me, Jeff?
I can.
Julie, can you hear me? I cannot hear you, love.
This sounds like a cell phone conversation.
Yeah, it does. It definitely sounds a little crusty. I'm actually looking for a new streaming solution. I love this company, but there's just some things that it's like, you have a little bit of everything and it's almost right, but it's just not got quite that extra bit that we need. We have a few issues, but overall, I have to say I'll give a shout out to StreamYard. They do a pretty good job, and it's getting the job done. So everybody watching, here we are. We're at half past the hour, and we're live high in the Highlands, and we're talking to Jeff Levine. We're talking about music, and mostly I hope to just get him to play because while he was playing his little nice, I felt like I was in New York. DeFalco, the guy who plays B3 as well. I saw him open for Steely Dan, and one of my friends came and was going, "Who's this fucking guy?" And I just was like, okay, just shut up, all right? If you don't know, just quiet and learn from a master, because the guy blew me away. I mean, he's kind of got it down. So we're talking to Jeff. We've been talking about how he started in music at a young age through the influences of his mom. We've talked about how he kind of started in the biz. Let me start asking you a question. What is the most difficult session you've ever had in your life up to now?
Well, session or my most, the gig that's close to my heart was I was lucky to play when Ray Charles received his Lifetime Achievement Award from the Grammys.
Oh, wow.
I did a medley of his music that I scored,
Mm-hmm.
and Joe Cocker sang it, and Cissy Houston, who was Whitney Houston's mom, along with the choir, with Ray in the front row. Not to mention that B.B. King was sitting beside him, and Fats Domino, and Isaac Stern, and many other people in the room. But
wow,
Ray was one of my early influences, so to be able to do that. And after the show, he said, "Yo, you did pretty good." But what was great is after that gig, which you could still, you could actually see it. It's on my website, but I'm in my YouTube channel. But after that gig, I got into like Ray Charles gigs whenever I could go see him, and Joe Adams, his manager, would let me write in. I'd get to say hey to Ray, and so I got to hear him about 10, 12 times. So that.
Oh man, what a great, amazing talent too.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Shoot. He just had such a unique, I don't know how to define it, but something about the rhythm in some of those songs was just really nice. And it just, I don't know how to express it really. Pretty amazing.
The kind of music that, motivates me to want to do it is music that, that I really feel from my experiences in life.
Mm-hmm.
And, everybody has a story, but, getting back to Ray, you got to remember that as a young boy, he witnessed, before he was blind, he witnessed his brother George drowning.
Oh man!
With him out in a little tub, and he went to go for help, and by the time he came back with his mom, his brother is dead. So you talk about a life experience, and then of course he went blind, and anyway, you could see his story. So all that experience is in his soul.
Have you had any session work where you were? Have you ever walked into a gig in the past 10 years where you had any trepidation about going into a session? You were just excited because it was something out of your usual, or just like Ray Charles kind of a gig? Have you had a lot of those moments?
Well, you mean moments where I think I'm over my head as far as what I'm doing?
Sure.
Well, yes, I would say. I mean, I think that I can function in most situations. I mean, if you were going to do an outside jazz thing, there are better guys to get than me.
Mm-hmm.
And, I've been in sessions like that, again, where I can function, but I'm not shining necessarily.
Right.
I do enjoy playing roots music and blues jazz.
Right.
More than, fusion or out of, I was lucky. I had a dear friend, the late Jeff Golub, fabulous guitar player and friend of mine in my 20s. And after his years with Rod Stewart and, first Billy Squire, he had like 6 jazz albums on his own, contemporary. So he had me on some of those and some tracks that at least were in my comfort zone.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you heard of a band called Tribal Tech?
I have not.
Check them out. For everybody who's watching this, they're next on my guests I must have.
Okay.
They're a band out of either Vegas or LA. Just unbelievable. I had Mindy Adair's dad on, Lance, and he was talking. He turned me on to him, and I have to just tell you, he is unfrickin' believable. The band is just the most tight jazz ensemble. I would say they're like Snarky Puppy, but they're young guys, and they really have great jazz chops. They're really hot players, but they're more like Weather Report. I don't even know how to describe them. Very 70s fusion with a modern twist. They're chop monsters. And last night I just was sitting here listening to them late at night, and I was just going, shit. I was trying to, learn a couple of their songs and trying to figure them out, and it took me a minute, which doesn't usually happen where I sit down and play something and it just rolls out. With that, I had to keep rewinding it, going, wow, these guys are ridiculous. So if you get a chance to check them out, I think you'll be amazed. I like to see some jazz bands that come up with young people. I saw Snarky.
Now I am working on an album with some young guys who are fabulous. They have a group called Domisol, and Kevin Clifford and Jonah Tolchin, and they're great musicians, and we'll be making the album here at Organic Sounds. They've already got stuff out. I met them up in Boston a year ago, and
great,
kind of hit it off. They played with me actually at the last Jersey Blues and Jazz Festival on the waterfront here, the boardwalk.
Okay.
They were guesting, and we've been doing rehearsals here up until COVID, and we're just ready to pick that up again. So things are coming alive again. So looking forward to that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, listen, we're going to go to a break real quick, and then we're going to come back and maybe you can play a little music.
Okay.
All right. All right. We're rolling live. Jeff Levine. Hi, everybody. Neve from Live with Neve. We're just having a little fun driver here, so please PayPal me / at Live with Neve.
Hi, this is Leland Sklar, and I am hanging with Neve, and I am having the best time of my life.
Live with Neve, Fridays on the East Coast from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m.
All right, all right. Hey, everybody, we are half past the hour here on Live with Neve, high in the Highlands, and we're having a great time. It is the 26th of March, or February, I'm rushing things, and we're here talking to Jeff Levine. We've been talking about music. A friend of mine is commenting, Brian Charette, another amazing keyboardist. If you don't know him, Jeff, he's definitely worth checking him out. We have done an interview with him, and he's a great guy. I love him to death.
We met actually at a festival in North Jersey. I was playing a one-off with this guy, Deacon John of New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Brian was up there, and it was the first time I heard him play it, and he blew me away. He's great.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. I'm glad I've kind of got his phone number and yours as well. Next time I need to do something real well, and I know where to go.
Okay.
Yeah, well, we'll have to talk about money another time. It'd be like one of those, well, I got a hamburger today and I'll pay you on Tuesday. It won't be one of those deals, I promise you. But for everybody watching, we're going to have Jeff play a little bit. What are you going to play for us, Jeff?
What do you want to hear? I take requests.
Well, how about you play a medley of your favorite stuff, like BB, some Ray, maybe some Hall & Oates, just to kind of take us around Jeff Levine in, 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Make it 6. I don't care. You know what? You can make it as long as you want, man. Let's just roll with it.
Okay. You want to hear a ballad, or what's True Georgia then?
Oh, yeah. Hi, Toby. All right, man. How about it?
Well,
Tell me.
I'm a little rusty. I got to tell you, I haven't really done a lot playing in the last year.
Hey, man, I know the feeling. You had me. I was singing in the background with you. Georgia? Yeah, it was just like the song. If you don't feel that, man, you're dead.
Yeah, no, I'm sure Ray's rolling over in his grave going, no, you don't get that right.
Yeah, right. I think you need to retry that, Mr. Levine. So, have you ever done Saturday Night Live or any of the nighttime shows?
Well, with Joe Cocker, I did all of them except for Saturday Night Live. I mean, Letterman, Arsenio Hall, Johnny Carson, Jay Leno.
Cool. What was he like?
Joe?
Yeah.
Dear to my heart. He was just a great guy. He was really about, he really had a lot of soul for his craft and respect for his craft. He was just, when he got in his zone of singing, he felt it. And you had to take it seriously because you could tell how important it was to him.
Mm-hmm.
He was probably one of my favorite guys that I was lucky to be a part of his band and, record with him.
Right. Well, that's cool.
He was just a great man, great guy.
Did you work on, I'm sorry, I should know this. Did you work on his record projects as well as touring with him?
Yeah, I started with him in '86 and did his Unchain My Heart album, which actually blew up for him in Europe.
Great record. I love playing that song.
Yeah, so we cut that at House of Music here in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
After that, there were a few more I did with him. The One Night of Sin album, his 1990 live album. And then there was a long stretch where I didn't work with him, and that was my 6 years with Hall & Oates and time with John Fogerty and lots of the old school R&B guys too. Both
right.
A couple of years. But back in 2012, he invited me to join him again. And we went to Moscow, went to South America.
Mm-hmm.
Did his Last States tour with Huey Lewis was on the bill as well.
Nice.
Summer of 2012. Then Hurricane Sandy hit, so I didn't go off to Europe with him. And then unfortunately, we lost him December 22nd of 2014. So rest in peace, Joe. Yeah.
Well, I can imagine. I know that would be exciting for me to play with anybody. Those legends, that are out there are just unbelievable, and they have such a mojo that a lot of the young cats, it's hard to tap into because they don't have the vocabulary sometimes.
Yeah. Well, to hear Joe coming out of your monitor every night, that was definitely great.
I'll bet.
I was lucky to work with some other great vocalists as well. I'm currently working with Darlene Love, who I was also working with in the early 90s up until 97.
She's great. So the new album coming out?
Not an album. I actually produced 2 tracks for her a couple of years back for this New York City Opera. It was a opera about Stonewall, which was, of course, the club in Manhattan when they had the riots.
Mm-hmm.
Which was, the beginning of the equal rights movement for the gay community.
Right.
And we did a pay-per-view last November that ran over Christmas of her show.
Oh, great.
Because, of course, she had like 50 dates in the books for 20 that were canceled because of COVID. So
Right. That's such a horrible thing. Well, we're about to wrap up. Can I pester you to play another tune? Because I'm just loving swinging along with it. You have anything else you've got that really tear it up, man? Play something that you like. I don't know. What do you listen to now to What do you listen to now to practice? Anything new?
Well, I always love hearing the Hammond guys that are, light years beyond me, which is Joey DeFrancesco's great, and this new young boy, Matthew Whitaker. If you haven't heard of him, he's fabulous.
We'll have to check him out.
So that's that, and usually the old school jazz stuff. I've been listening to some Nina Simone recently too. That I didn't know.
Very nice.
Yeah, she was also kind of the female Ray Charles, if you will. What else am I listening to? I don't know. It's a funny thing at this point, other than those that challenge me, like the names that I mentioned. I enjoy playing music more than I enjoy listening to it.
Right. I get it. I really do. Until I heard Tribal Tech this week, I hadn't heard anything in a while that made me sit and actually think and have to dig a little bit into going, oh, what time signature? What are we doing here? This is funky. It's cool. And, it's great. So listen, can you play a Steely Dan song for us?
Can I play a Steely Dan song for you?
Maybe like Gaucho or...
You put me on the spot. I haven't played one of them in a while.
Oh, no worries. That's a great song you played the intro to, though, by the way. I think that's off the Kamakiriad album. All right.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle Metz, and I'm on Live with Neve.
Here we are at the base of the old bridge. It was washed out in 1990, forcing them to build a brand new bridge. We're very close to the spot where Bill Skeeto was hung back in December 3rd, 1864. We will go explore that spot shortly. We just wanted to show you the base of the bridge that forced them to cover up the hole with tons and tons of cement and rock.
All right, everybody. How about it, man? Jeff Levine is just incredible, and I'm so happy to have him on. A tremendous musician. You know, he's kidding about his chops being down, and I know how he feels because we all feel that way after not playing a long time. But, you know, it's obviously in your DNA, my friend. I'm going to bring him on 1 second just to say goodbye and thank you very much. Jeff, it's been a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, thank you. You too, Neil. Appreciate it. And Jules, thank you as
Well-
well. To everybody out there for taking a minute and listening. And please stop by one of my sites and say hello.
And where are those sites, Jeff?
Well,
One more time.
music.com or my Facebook page, Jeff Levine Music.
All right, all right. Well, thank you very much for being on, and I hope to give you a call as you have some of these sessions going on. Maybe we can do a little show sometime and get one of your bands. You know, we'll just see what happens, but I look forward to hearing.
Yeah, why don't you come by and jam? We got, you know, the drums are ready to go.
That would be really great fun, and hell, I look forward to it. We'll talk soon. Have a great weekend, and blessings to your family and everything. I hope life keeps just chugging along. You're a great guy, and I really appreciate it. You know, we've tried to get this together for a long time,
and now
I remember
so good.
And now here we are, and it was fun and fat-free and no gluten or anything. I mean, how much better can it get?
Okay, well, it sounds like you know about my vegan mission, so.
Yeah, I do, actually. Yes. Do you know Andre Chumley from Frank Zappa's?
Yes.
Yeah, Andre's a big proponent of a vegan diet.
When we first moved to this area, we were in Second Nature in Red Bank when he was working.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's a great musician as well and a great guy. If you talk to him, say hi. I haven't seen him in years now.
Yeah, I will. We periodically go on each other's shows, so I'll be talking to him real soon. I'll send you regards.
Okay.
All right, man.
All right.
Have a great one. For everybody watching, Jeff Levine, thanks so much for being here with us. And before we get too far, Julie, what do you think? Was Jeff just great or what? I can't hear you, baby. For everybody who's watching, that was Jeff Levine, and he is amazing. He's just what a hell of a player, and his studio facility is very nice. Nice board. It sounds clean. When I walked in, I didn't even hear any 60 hertz hum or any of the other things you frequently find in some studios. Can you hear me, Jules? I can't hear you, so I'm going to bring Toby on, and here she is, the amazing, the one, the only, Toby Juan Kenobi. Toby Simmons, our gal in LA. What's happening? The Beatles. Woo, woo, baby. I'm going to turn your mic on.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you beautifully now.
Hey.
So what's happening in Encino, man? You got the Encino guy roaming around the streets?
he left the house.
Yeah, he can't go out walking around anymore. Big old cave guy wandering around like Encino. It's kind of. I thought the whole premise of it was just hysterical. I don't know, what can I tell you? I'm easily amused.
Right. Well, we got some good stuff coming up.
Alrighty.
We got Bunny Barnes coming up today. We have Lawrence Juber coming up today. We have East Bay Soul coming up today.
Yes.
We got Joel Martin coming up today, and we have Brad Guitar Wilson coming up.
Wow.
Good stuff. All today,
You know,
all Pacific Standard Times, and it can be seen on my page.
Sure. And what is your page?
What is my page?
Toby Simmons Music.
Tag it in.
I think it's Toby Simmons Music.
It's Toby's upcoming events.
Top tip. Okay, well, how I made it into 2 words, you know, but whatever. I have an interesting brain. Sometimes it works when it wants to. And
cool.
Is off. So, I have to tell you, I'm looking forward to having Lawrence and T-Bear, and I have a great guy from over in Spain who's coming on in the next month. Actually, the next 2 months. We're going to post it all after Monday. We'll talk to you on Monday too. But I want to tell you something. You've made my life very interesting because there's a lot of cool music that I hear. And seriously, like when you hit me up during the day, I don't get to every event you have, but I try to. And you know, some days it just doesn't work. But I've got to say, our friend from England last night, I hit him up because I really want him on the show. He may not think he has anything to talk about, but what I'm going to say to him is, let's talk guitars.
Martin McNeil.
Yes, Martin is tremendous.
Martin's excellent. He's excellent. I was
he
your show.
he's very humble guy, and I just love watching his show. I love Lawrence Juber is my midday when I hear him on, around 4 or 5, and I'm like, wow, I'm just going to put that on while I'm working, while I'm responding to emails, talking to you, talking to deals, what my life is, which is fairly energetic these days, which is great. It's better to be too busy than not busy at all. But I do. We thank you a lot. We love having you on. And I promise you, I'm going to be in LA because this shit can't go on for much longer. I'm going to get the shots. And I have a whole shit pile of friends to see out there.
Okay.
Hell, I just want to get out so I can pet Leland's dog. His 2 basset hounds, because I had, many basset hounds in my life, and I just love those things. They're just dumb, but I love them to death. I had a 3-year-old boy who would terrorize any dog, and my dog would just sit there and he'd go, "Look, Dad, I'm rolling Hannibal." And Hannibal would just roll over, wag his tail. He's kind of like, "Hey, after I do this, can I get some food?" And he had a great taste for apple pie. Oh, yeah, he ate, in a month, 2 or 3 apple pies. I think he ate 2, and I joked with my neighbor. I said, "This damn dog, I keep forgetting. I put it on the counter, and I think he can't get it." He was
Good day, Veronica.
"Hey, Veronica, baby. All right. She's coming from down under, isn't she? Look at this. We're getting the gang all here." Veronica, where are you from? Oh, yes. Listen, Irish is commenting on you, Julie. He's missing you. We're going to have to put a picture up for everybody to bask at your glory, baby. At any rate, there she is.
My mic doesn't work.
No, you hear you now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you what.
I hate it.
We have to get John Spear on the show. I think your house is in need of way more than a saging. I think we have a full stage demonic event happening. I'm going to call Venkman today and see if we can get him hooked up. And
at least for the Wi-Fi, because it's the Wi-Fi that's haunted.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Hey, Veronica, where do you live in Australia, love?
Hi, Toby. Toby. So what else is going on? What else is happening? Besides what you have already shared.
Yeah, I threw out today's events tomorrow.
Yep.
What do we got tomorrow? Tomorrow we got Dave and Mandy. But
cool.
That's the one I go attend out in La Crescenta. That one's super fun.
Great.
We have Andreas, Hammond B player, 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, okay. He's on my list to reach out.
Yeah.
Tremendous. Speaking of D3 players, for fans of Jeff, Andreas is a wonderful player. I also have this amazing guy coming up from Spain, and I'm going to post a link to him later. But I'm drawing a blank on his name because I'm looking at several screens. I'm having a brain fart, but. When he is on, you're going to be blown away. This guy is so talented, and he does a one-man band, and I will say this, he does the looping thing better than anybody I've ever seen, bar none. So I think you'll enjoy. Marcus is a great guy. I just can't remember his last name at the moment, but we really love him. He plays in a field. He's got a drum. He's got his amp. He has a synthesizer guitar, which he can play bass, guitar, keyboard. It's just a wonderful player. And it's not like the usual guy that you see who you feel like is kind of like an organ grinder with a monkey and a stomp stick playing at the carnival. No. This guy, he starts and you're blown away. He just sits down and he goes, and then he loops it, and then he plays doom doom da doom da doom. And then all of a sudden he's like, boom, and am I great? This is like the total mouth orchestra of Neil Van Erdy, Reverend Annie Purdy. So
I just have to say one thing. I have held my tongue throughout the entire show because of every double entendre I hear, and I'm just keeping it sucked inside and stuffed in there instead of cracking up and calling everybody out on their phrasing and their double entendres because they were so funny, and that I had to be off the screen because I can't stop laughing. So, and I said nobody else is picking up on it or saying anything, and I'm just like, good God.
It kills me. We're reaching out. Victoria is based north of Brisbane in Queensland. And Veronica, can you send us a picture of a kangaroo or a croc eating a tourist or something? Any interesting photos? Some wanker American down there. Oh, I'm going to take a selfie with the croc. He's so fucking cute.
Wait. Did you see this thing on Facebook this morning, everyone? There was one of my friends had posted something about, it was be nice, but what is the stupidest thing that has ever been invented by humans or is caused by human beings? And there was one thing. Somebody took it was a picture of a sign that said, "Do not feed or molest our alligators."
Yes.
It was a real freaking sign that really said that, because bestiality is the problem, right?
Wait a minute. Let me tell you something about that. And this is a true story. I went to a condominium complex in Daytona Beach when my daughters were 5 years old. No, I was not involved in any alligator bestiality, but this is a true story. So one of my friends told me if you go down to the lagoon around 9 in the morning, you'll have a whole herd of manatees. You can take the girls out. They can pat them. You can see them. Of course, back then, I don't know if it was illegal or not, but this was 30 years ago. So if we broke some law, we didn't molest the animals literally or figuratively. However, while we were out there, there was a gentleman who had one of those bathing suits that rolls up when you get in the water so nobody can, you can swim naked, basically.
Okay.
Well, I can't even make this up. I've seen some crazy shit in my world. We're out there and we see this guy out there and he's like frolicking with the manatees. And myself, with my sick, evil sense of humor, I'm looking at the guy with my eyebrow raised. I'm like, fucking guy looks like he's a little friendly with the manatees, you know? So I'm just thinking it's a product of my warped personality or personality disorder. But no, I wasn't the only person on the beach who expressed some concern. In fact, I expressed a concern enough to say to my wife, maybe it's time we go. And then my girl's like, no, we want to start playing with the manatees. Well, while we're sitting there, apparently someone else called the police. So the police come out and they bust the guy for exposure or whatever the hell it was. But he was literally out there having a love moment with the animal. And I don't even know what you call it. It is a mammal. I forget. I think it's of the family Sirenia, which is like the sirens of the sea. How somebody would see a manatee and think that was a siren of the sea. Hell, it looks like my ex-wife the last time I saw her, you know. She's kind of bulked up a little bit. Sorry there, Strega, but at any rate, enough of that. Everybody, it's been Friday. It's time to go. Toby, thanks for putting up with our crazy. I'm going to see you all day. What time is Lawrence on?
Lawrence is on at 1:30 Pacific time. But catch
I know what I'm going to...
She does a short set at 1 o'clock, only 2 songs. And she's really
and
good.
It's worth listening. Now, he already did the gig with T-Bear, correct?
Yes, that's on the Bear Facts on T-Bear's music page.
Okay, great. Well, I can't wait for everybody out there. Check out T-Bear. We are going to have him on. In fact, I have him on the week after Lawrence. I'm kind of considering calling them both up and saying, hey, how about we just do it together and have one big happy family.
Yeah, it'd be nice if you can get Tony Monaco too.
Awesome.
Say again? Okay, we got to roll.
Get Tony. Okay.
Oh, I got to talk to you. I'll call you after the show. See you later, Toby. We love you. Julie, and for all of our fans, we love having you here. This is Live with Neve, and we are out of here. Have a great weekend. Bye.